There are so many different ways you can make a template, and basically it's the way you save a document that will determine where you can use it. I have a couple of Facebook groups, and that a lot of you have just come from the reMarkable group, but I also make GoodNotes and OneNote products, and so I have a group for that as well. But the way you make a template is no different doesn't matter which device you use it on. What is important, I'm going to go through now with you. So, welcome everyone. This is exciting. It's exciting for me anyway. I'm just sharing my screen with you guys. You can see over here on the left-hand side the thumbnails that I've got there, just to show you some stuff I prepared earlier. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover tonight. Let me capture back in here. I thought a nice short workshop just to introduce you and show you how you can best set up your document and the things that you need to consider. You may not know, I've got a lot of videos to help you do stuff on the YouTube channel. It's called Wholehearted Me, and you probably have come from the Facebook group. You can get help there as well. And if you have any questions, just ask them. I'm happy to do a little video to explain. So let's get on with it. Basically, I've listed 5 things that we want to consider when we are making a template. I do want to flag that a template in reMarkable's definition of a template is a PNG file, which is an image file, right? And the other type of document that you can upload that's really easy to upload is a PDF. So I just want you to be aware there's 2 different types of documents. The PNG file, which is, it's a format similar to JPEG, but it's a specific format, and the PDF file. reMarkable themselves do not call PDFs a template. We do, but they don't. So when you're using that definition, when you're using that word, just understand there's different definitions to the word template. But we are using it loosely today to describe a PDF or a PNG. So just so you know that. All right, planning your template. Let me zoom in and just focus up the top here. First one we're going to go through is the document dimensions. This is really important. A lot of you will be here from reMarkable, and a lot watching this afterwards will be from reMarkable. So what I've written down here is the sizing there is 1404 by 1872 pixels. Most places will take pixels as a size dimension, but in PowerPoint, the one we're doing tonight, you will find that it likes centimeters. I entered it in pixels and it converted it immediately to centimeters, but you can certainly Google, and do I have, I'm hoping you guys can see this. Again, I'm a newbie in this space of working out what, I'm hoping you can see that. I don't know. Please, can someone tell me in the chat if you can see my Chrome browser? Can anyone tell me? Right, so I just went and Googled a pixel converter. So if you do need to do it that way, you certainly can do it that way. But this size, first thing you do is set up your document dimensions. Very important to the size of your screen. And if you're going portrait, you're going to go 1404 by 1872. If you're going to go landscape, you just reverse those 2 numbers. You're going to go 1872 first, which is the long side, and then the short side, which is 1404. If you're using GoodNotes or OneNote, then you're going to give the dimensions of whatever device you're on. So in GoodNotes, I've got an iPad an iPad Pro 12.9 inch. So that's the ratio for my screen. So when I'm making a document for GoodNotes, I use that size. And OneNote, you can do both. You can, depending on where you use OneNote, if you use it on your iPad or your desktop, you will want to adjust accordingly your document sizes. So that's really important. The first thing you do is that, and in here I'm going to go, I know it's slightly off screen, but if so let me just capture where I'm at so that I can go down here. You come down to, in PowerPoint, you go to File, Page Setup, and you can see here it's converted to centimeters, but that's actually 1404 pixels by 1872 pixels. That's what I put in here, and then it converted to centimeters. All right, so let me just cancel out of that, make sure I didn't touch anything. So once, let me zoom out for you. I'm just zooming out on my keypad. You can see from that, that's a portrait document. Whereas what you would be used to, I prepared one earlier. Let me just get into, bring up a landscape. This is the landscape one, and it's slightly too big. Let me just bring it down in size. I just sort of took a lot of the content out of the portrait document and I put it in here, and I changed the text a bit to show you. So you can create a landscape document or a portrait document. It's completely up to you. Let me show you the settings on this one. Page setup, it's just the same numbers. Well, it's actually the same ratio. I know those numbers look slightly different, but it's the same ratio reversed. Okay, so that's really, let me just close, let me minimize that. That's really important. Oh, someone's waiting in the room. Let me just admit them. Welcome to everyone. Sorry, I don't even know if I said that. I will get better at this as time goes on, but welcome to everyone. Feel free to, you know, put your video on or off as you want. That's absolutely fine. All right, so we've gone through the document dimensions, and we've and we've noted that we've got to set things up according to whatever device you're creating for. Okay, I might just need to mute that person just so that we can hear. That's cool. But if you want to ask a question, feel free to pop it in the chat, and if I see it there, I will absolutely answer it for you. Right, so now the next thing to do, once you've set your document up and you've got the size correct, the next thing to do is decide is the layout and the functionality. They sort of go hand in hand. What is the document for? It's really good if you can draw a rough sketch. I've picked two different things tonight to just show you, a meetings notebook and a meal planner, because I've been making a meal planner all week. I've been working on the meal planner, and so I'm sort of in meal planner mode. But obviously I work with meetings and board meetings and things as well, and so it's always great to have a meetings book. I mean, there's so many things you can make that you can upload to your reMarkable or your iPad for whatever you're doing, and make yourself templates, PDFs, that way. So decide what your document's for. Draw a rough sketch if you can, so that you know what you want. And then when you open your document and set it up, you want to set up some guides. Every PowerPoint has them. So see these guides here. These are guides, and what you're looking at is roughly the guides for the reMarkable. And again, I use Pixel. That brings me down to functionality. Do you want an index with pages that have hyperlinks in them? And I thought I would just mention it today, just in case some of you here are interested in hyperlinks. It's really cool to have a hyperlink document because you can have like more than 5 pages and you can get around really quick and really easy. So that's a good thing to decide as well. But before we have a look at now the content, what you're basically going to do when you're creating a template is you're going to work with lines, boxes, circles, and text. That's really it. Okay, it's not more complicated than that. You're going to decide where to put the lines, where to put the circles, where to put the squares, where to put the boxes, and where to put the text. And you do that by inserting in PowerPoint. You can insert pictures, shapes, and text boxes. And then you can manage all of those with these options, which would all be lit up. If I had, if I highlighted a box, you could see then there are all the options you can do with them. So, and I'm not sure everyone's background, how familiar they are with PowerPoint. But again, this tutorial was really just to explain to you how you can set up a template, create a template that you can import as a PDF or a PNG. They are different. You import them differently to the reMarkable. With the iPad, it's very straightforward. You just use a PDF and you transfer it across to your device. into the app of your choice. So yeah, just to recap, set up your document dimensions, then decide on your layout before you before you're starting. Decide whether you're going to have links and what functions you want this document to play a part in. And now I've just put this here, and then I'm going to actually go and show you some content. We're doing well for time. Hyperlinks, just to cut to the chase for anyone that wants to know about hyperlinks. On the Mac, you use the Command key and you press K. On Windows, I'm not sure. It's been a while since I used Windows. It'll either be the Control key or the Alt key with the K. The long way around it is if I'm, just say I want to hyperlink this word functionality, I would go up to my menu, which you can't see, and I would go to the Insert menu, go right the way down to Link, right down the bottom. And can you see the shortcut there? That's the Command K button. You just press the link and it brings up options. Right, now we're going to do this in a minute just with some content before we sort of finish up, and I talk a little bit about saving. The format that you want to save in is really important. So the way you link here, this word functionality, you can see there, it wants to know where do I want to link it to, and you have all these options. Do you want to link it to the first slide, the last slide, the next slide, the previous slide? Or I've created, this is an 18-page document. Do I want to link it somewhere in between? On which slide do I want to link it to? And so that's really cool. In PowerPoint, you can do that. I might pick slide 14, press OK. Here's the thing that I don't love about creating in PowerPoint, which is why I use Canva. You cannot get rid of the blue and you cannot get rid of the underline once you've linked something to another page. And I don't love that. It doesn't work. I've tried every which way. I don't know if someone else knows how to do it, please share. But I've looked up everything and I can't find a way of changing that design. OneNote is the same. When you do links in OneNote, it doesn't look great. So for me, that's why I don't create my templates in PowerPoint. I use Canva or Keynote. I don't love Word either because it does this thing with the hyperlinking. But everyone's different. You might love it. You might like it. So go for it. Use that. So having discussed hyperlinks now and just showing you that's how you get it, how you get that function to work, I want to just go through some content and show you, just make a few things before we discuss the last thing in the tutorial. So this is, let me zoom out a second. This is just a blank slide. So to do a slide, you can right click. I'm 2-finger tapping because I'm on a Mac, and I go to new slide. You can just insert a slide, and then you can find something that you want to insert. Let me just create a box for you so that to show you, just to go over that. Once again, I don't know sort of the level of knowledge that people have, so this may be very basic for you or not. I'm not sure, but let me just, I'm going to pick a shape. I'm going to draw it like that. It always comes up with a blue square and it always puts an outline on it. Over here are all the preset styles. You can use one of these just to be really quick, or you can go in and get more detailed with it. Up here, I've got a smaller window on. You go to the shape format. Where did it go? Hang on. There it is. And, oh, we're already in it. And you can do it that way. Now, when I click off it, you can see a line around it. So that's all good. Now I want to insert some text, and I'm going to do it here. I'm going to make it there. And I'm going to type meeting notebook. And it's in a font that I don't love, but that's okay. I'm going to center it up here. You've got all your formatting, and I'm going to make it bigger. And I've spelt it wrong, but that's okay. We'll get to that. Just resizing it and making sure it's in Century Gothic because that's what I love. Now I'm just centering it, and I'm going to make it all a bit smaller because now it doesn't fit. Right. So there's your box. You can shade that box in if you want. You just go into you go into the shape format and you shape fill. You might fill it with this color, and then I'll just show you the outline. I don't love outlines, so I'm going to turn the outline off. And then there you have it. You've created a title for your template and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, as far as the content of your sheet goes, I've just created this to show you an example, but you basically can insert everything you want from here. You can insert a line by just going like that. You can change it to black, and then you can change the weight. All of the formatting is in these drop-down menus here. So you can see I've added lots of lines. You can add a box. Again, over here on the left, if we're in this, I won't do a box, I'll do a circle because you've already got a box there. You could add a big circle. If you press the Shift key, it will be a beautiful circle. You can change the formatting again. Again, that's just the quick style. Lots of preset quick styles in there for you to use, which are really handy. And you can see, let me just zoom in. You can see that I created a circle here. For the purpose of making a hyperlink, I've called this Meeting Minutes 1. And then I copied the document and then I put a Meeting Minutes 2 because I wanted to show you that here I can hyperlink and create, this is an index so that I can keep all my minutes indexed. And I might put dates there, I might put topics there. So let me show you, now that I've done that, that's really just an example of a meetings minute book that you might want to create. If I click on that now, let me get it even bigger. I'm going to add a hyperlink. I want to send that hyperlink to this page here, 6. You can see the number 6 over here. So I'm going to do Command K and I'm going to go and find slide 6. And then I'm going to click OK. And you don't see anything because I've highlighted the circle. Now, I'm going to highlight the number 1. I'm going to do Command K again. I double hyperlink everything because you never know when it works and when it doesn't. And then I click that. Now, unfortunately, it turns blue and now there's a line under it, but it is what it is in PowerPoint. That's just what it is. And number 2, I'm going to highlight that. Whoa. And I'm going to Command K and I'm going to connect that to slide 7 because over here you can see my second meeting minutes is on slide 7. And you might have, I've got 16 lines so far. You might have 16 of these pages because if you hyperlink them all, when you upload them to your reMarkable or your GoodNotes or your OneNote, OneNote's different. Let's leave OneNote out of it for a minute. Then you'll have it all linked and you just tap on it and you go straight to it and it's awesome. So that is, if anyone's got any questions, put it in the chat now. That is the minutes, the meeting notebook example. And then the meal planner is, I've showed you how to make a box and how to do text. This is the index that I created. Again, I've showed you how to do circles and numbers, and these are documents, other pages you might want to put in there. And then what you do is you set up your, whatever you want to put there on your template. As you can see, if you look at the number 1 up here, it's black. And what I like to do on my pages is every page I like to color in the number, so because they all look the same, so you know which page you're on. So again, you can make whatever you want to make. It's always good to know what you're doing, and also there's a link here for the index, so that when you click on that, I haven't hyperlinked it yet. I wanted to show you how to do that. You come back here to this page, which is where the index is. So it is more of an advanced function to do hyperlinking, but I wasn't sure if you all wanted to know about hyperlinking because it's once you know where the command is, it's pretty straightforward. So let's do that now. I mean, I think we're coming to towards the end of this mini tutorial. There isn't any questions, so that's fine. So here we have this planner, and what I want to do is it's on slide 9. I want to link it to, let's link it to 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then I'm going to link those pages back to the index. And I'll do that just so that we can see how that works. So basically, you highlight the number 1. You use the Command K. We're gonna link it to slide 10. I'm going to click OK, and you know that it's done because it's now highlighted and it's in blue. Number 2, I'm going to do Command K. I'm going to link it to slide, 11. I'm going to click OK. We're just going to do a few more, 11, 12, 3 is on, I think you get the idea. 3 is on slide 12, and off you go. Now, on these pages, what you would also do, it's a lot of hyperlinking if you want to do it this way, you would also put links in each of these, which I'm not going to do now because I think you get the idea, but I am going to link the index back to page 9. So Command K, page 9, and press OK. So I'm sure you can work out that that's what it has to be done on every page. One of the things I do is I cut, and once I set up all the links, I highlight those and I copy it on every page just to save a bit of time. So I think this was just me playing around, adding extra pages in which you can then also link into your document, or you can not link them at all. You don't need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can just use it as you would swipe across in whatever app you're using it in. So let us go back to our original plan for tonight. We talked about the document dimensions. Let's just do a recap. The sizings that you need to set your document up. Whoops, where'd it go? Here we go. Depending on what you're using. Making a rough sketch, deciding what you want to do, and then setting up all your guides and your margins before you start. Decide if you want functionality and linking in there. If not, it's just like a digital template and a or it could even be a printable. You could print it out and use it. And then the last thing we're going to talk about now is what format you save it in. So for the reMarkable, I did speak about this a little earlier, but a few weren't in the online. The reMarkable, you can upload PDFs, PNGs, and EPUB documents. We're not going to talk about EPUBs. And the word template to the company reMarkable means a PNG file or an image file. It does not. They do not use it interchangeably with a PDF file. So it's important for you to know that when you're saying you want to make a template, do you mean you want to make a PNG file that you can use in the notebook, or do you mean you want to make a PDF? So you just need to understand that so you know what you're making and what you're saving it as. In GoodNotes, it just uses GoodNotes, very simple. It just uses PDFs. All the hyperlinking's the same. And in OneNote, I will just talk about that for a moment. In OneNote, the linking is more complicated and it needs a sort of a dedicated little workshop of its own. But OneNote uses JPEGs and PDFs don't work well in OneNote. You just need sheets that you put into and build the document that way. So it's a little bit different. So but I'm just going to focus on reMarkable right now, and I'm just going to talk about how we save this. So, and this is another thing with PowerPoint. Every program is different. With Canva, you can save, if this was a meeting notebook now that we made and we wanted to upload it to the reMarkable, if we made this in Canva, we could easily save it as a PDF, and then we could also save it, each sheet, as a PNG. And I don't want to get too complicated, but you can then upload those PNGs and use them in notebooks, in your layering. Okay. This workshop tonight isn't about that, but There are some videos. I've got some videos on the YouTube channel explaining that. So this is the thing. With PowerPoint, though, you can't save this document we've just made. You can't save it as a PNG. You can only save it as a PDF. So I'm going to show you now. I go to File. I'm going to go to... I'm just going to save it first to make sure that it's all saved. Then I'm going to go to Save As. And you can see down here, it will automatically think, I want to save it as a PowerPoint presentation, but I don't want to save it as a PowerPoint because I can't upload that to my reMarkable or use it in GoodNotes. So I'm going to pick PDF down here. You'll notice that PNG was not an option. There's no option to save as a PNG file, but I will show you how to do that in just a second. So I'm going to save it as a PDF. I'm going to click Save. Now, I've already, I called it something else. I called it Meal Plan 2. Right, so here we go. That's what it's going to be called, how to make a template.pdf. So I'm going to click Save, and you can see it's processing all of the pages. That's all good. Now I'm going to open a Finder window, if it'll let me. Wait a minute, what's happening? There we go, Finder. Now you can see there, this is my Finder window in my Downloads folder, and here it is, how to make a PDF, how to make a template. Now if I double click, here we go. Let me just make this window smaller. I've got so many things layered over themselves. It's I'm just trying to work out how to get it so I can show you. Right. So this is what we just did. This is what we just made. I'm just going to make it a little smaller so you can see. This is the document that we were just in, the slideshow in PowerPoint. We did all that. You can't see a big picture grid view in this PDF thing. So you see there we put the circle. And now let's go down to the meal planner. You see that link? Can you see how it turns into a little hand? Now that link is going to take us, watch this, there it is, to page 2. And this, we didn't put the link on, which page did we put? There it is. You see how we put the link on that index? See how it turns to a hand? When I click on it, takes me back to the index. So that's the really cool thing about links, especially if you've got bigger documents. I just think they're really cool anyway. So that document is now PDF. Now, this is very easy to upload to reMarkable as a PDF. It's very easy to upload to GoodNotes. It is not what the format you use for OneNote. Here's the deal. If you now want, just say this one page you wanted as a template, a PNG file in your reMarkable. So here we go. I'm going to show you this now. Off screen, I'm going into File. I am going to export. And if I come down to Format, you can see I've got the options to go JPEG or PNG. Right, so I'm going to go and put it in my Downloads folder so that it's easy to find. I'm going to make it PNG. And off screen, where is it? Oh, it's way off screen, but I'm just going to click Save. I know you can't see it. You can see the wheel going round and round. Let's just let that, there we go. I'm going to minimize that. And now I'm going to look for it. Where is it? Ooh. Might be further down. What I need is to look date modified. There it is. So there's one image. Let's see which one it picked. Oh, it did them all. All right. Hang on a minute. Why is that? It's very interesting what it's done. It's got a book of PNG images. So what I would do, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through that too much, but let's just say, for instance, let me just duplicate this. I'm just going to open this document again, and I'm going to delete every single, this is how you can actually, when you buy PDFs, you can actually duplicate them and just take pages out of them very easily. Don't do it on your reMarkable, do it on your laptop. Okay, so I want to keep that page And I'm just going to delete all the rest. All right, I've got one page. And I'm going to save that. And I'm going to call it meal, just for the sake of it, because it's just easier right now. And then I'm going to save it. Here we go. I'm going to do it again for you. Export as a PNG file, and the save button's way over here on the side where you can't see it. And let me just make this smaller for you. There we go. So when I close it and I look here, you can see, no, it's saved it as a, oh, there it is. Now we have a PNG file. There it is. Let me just do that. That is the PNG file that you can upload to the reMarkable, and you can use it in the notebooks that the reMarkable has. That's more advanced function, and I wasn't actually, tonight's workshop wasn't to go through that. But that's more or less it. The saving format, that was really just wanted to wind up there with the saving format. You save it as a PDF or you save it as a PNG for reMarkable. You save it as a PDF for GoodNotes, and you really use JPEGs. Whoopsies. You use JPEGs for OneNote. So I hope that's helped. Thank you all for coming along. If anyone's got any questions, you can ask now. I'm wanted to keep it short. I didn't want to make it too long.
Martine?
Yes.
How do you then upload it into the reMarkable
Now,
as a PNG?
As a PNG, I've tried to do it using all the file transfer protocols, and it's complicated, and I'm very tech savvy. So my recommendation to you is to use a third-party app. You can try and work out the way you have to do it. So here's my reMarkable, right? Here's let's just pretend. Well, let's not pretend. This is my cord, right? And the other end of it, I have to plug into my laptop, and then I've got to. That then lets me access the hard drive, and then I've got to do all this programming language, right? So you can do that if you want, but that's not. I don't want to do that. So I have a Mac, which means I have to use. There's only one choice, and that's called e-ink pads. If you've got a Windows machine, you have a second choice, which is called free. I think it's called Free reMarkable Tools, Custom T2 Custom R2 Custom Template Helper. I've got it written down. Somewhere. If you're a Windows machine, there's also Slithin. I know it's a funny name. SLITHIN. I think that might be a free Mac. I have not tried that myself, but a free app for the Mac for Apple products. Then you still have to plug in the device. You have to use the app, and I actually was planning on doing an e-ink tutorial on the YouTube channel. I don't know if it has to be live or not, but that you cannot drag and drop. You've probably worked that out already. You cannot drag and drop a PNG file. You can only drag and drop a PDF file. But a PDF file will not let you use it as, that template, so that you can then just copy it over and over again in your template directory. It won't let you do that with a PDF. It's one document that you get to use, and that's all there is to it, right? But PNG is certainly, if you've got something like that format, just say it was a meeting minutes and you wanted, you created exactly how you want it, and that's what you want to use over and over again. You can create a PNG file, upload it into, and it's very easy with e-ink pads. Like, it's very easy. It takes like 30 seconds. It's not hard once you've connected it. And then you just drag it in there, you give it a name, and then you wait. I don't know if you've got the new latest update, but it's so much quicker. The sync on this thing is so much faster with the latest update. You just check it, like it's almost there within 20 seconds now. I used to go and make a cup of tea before.
Certainly is vastly improved.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you'll see it there. But the good thing is it goes into your templates, which you can then use over and over and over again. It's not a document in your folder, right? So they're two different places. Your PNG goes into your templates, whereas a PDF goes into your document folder tree. So does that make sense?
It does. And one of the things, because I'm actually using it to do case notes for client visits.
Yep.
And I want them to then be able to use the handwriting conversion.
Yep.
If I use a PDF,
you can't.
Notebook,
yeah,
I can't do it. So I actually have to learn how to do the PNGs.
Yes.
And actually get this working.
Great. Look, I'm happy to do, I can do another video probably in the next week or so. If you need more help, you can always just pop into the group and let me know, unless you work it out yourself. But because I do see people use those terms interchangeably, and they're different, and they're reMarkable treats PNGs very differently to PDFs. And I think some people get confused about that, like, and even calling it a template. reMarkable doesn't call a hyperlink document, like I make the planners. They don't call that a template. We call that a template, but they don't call it a template. So if you're reading their instructions on their website, it's confusing, because to them, that's just a PDF that you've uploaded. But as you say, Karen, the functionality they are giving is all for PNG files, which are templates, because that's what's native to them, right? That's where their company is focused on, all the programming that they do. That's what makes them special, is their own programming language, and they use PNGs for that. So yes, look, you can use any app to make yourself a document like this, but get it saved as a PNG. And again, if you're using PowerPoint, this was voted. I was so surprised that PowerPoint was voted the most popular. I was really surprised at that. It's a little bit more challenging in some ways, and you certainly have to do 2 steps to get to a PNG. You cannot save as a PNG out of PowerPoint. You've got to save it as a PDF, then you've got to save that PDF as a PNG file. Just use the one page of whatever it is you want. So yeah, client notes, if that's the template you want to make, you make a client notes template, you export it as a PNG, and then you plug in, you open up actually with e-ink pads, you have to plug it in first, because if you open up the app, it'll say, warning, it's not working. So you plug in your device to your laptop, you open up e-ink pads, and then it's just drag and drop. You just drag that client note file in, you'll see it register, and then very quickly you'll see it in the note plate. And then it's really cool when you go to up the top, it says add notebook, and then it actually is there in the templates, and that's when you can convert writing to text, because in a PNG file, the software actually works, right? The conversion of writing to text works in a PNG file. It does not work in a PDF, as you've said. Okay, well, that's me done. I don't know if anyone else needs any help with anything, but that was really cool. Thank you for asking some questions and for showing up. That was good experience.
Thank you, Martine. It was quite useful.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. All right, well, if there's no more questions, I will sign off and wish you all a happy evening, morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it is you're all doing right now. That's great. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.